Hello everyone and good afternoon. Welcome back to another Facebook Live. As you probably already know, this week we are doing body composition, all about body composition. So every week we'll answer something different about body composition for the month. This month, like I said, it's been about body composition. So we've started with understanding body composition, components, tips for achieving, maintaining and healthy body composition, the impact of different types of exercise, and finally today we're looking at evaluating body composition, tools and techniques that are generally used. Okay, so my name's Sam, by the way. I'm the pain and performance expert here at Sheffield Sports Medicine, and as I've just mentioned, these are the topics for this month. And as I've just said, the last week is today, and that is evaluating body composition, tools and techniques. So we've kind of had a look a little bit about a certain technique called a bioimpedance scale, which is a good way of actually finding out your body type in terms of how much fat you have, muscle mass, visceral fat, water weight, bone density, all these good important things to know. However, the gold standard is actually a DEXA scan. And a DEXA scan are very specialized. Usually you find them in certain hospitals or specialized areas. And that is the gold standard that will usually tell you everything you need to know very accurately. But unfortunately, a lot of the time you can't just go and get one willy-nilly. You usually have to be referred on through medical advice and through the referral program. So your best chance is actually using a bioimpedance scale, but make sure when you do go to get a bioimpedance scale test done, that it's a good one, because you do get these really cheap ones which you stand on and they come up in a Y and you hold on here, and you know they do the job, but they're just not as accurate. Okay, because the more accurate the scale is, the better readings we get, and the more chance you know what you need to sort out in terms of visceral fat, more water, bone density, muscle mass, etc., etc. Okay, so that's just a little recap in terms of evaluating body composition, and a really good tool. Two tools we just mentioned there. Another tool that a lot of people use is skin fold calipers. Okay, and they're just like basically pincers that you put on certain areas of your body to measure a total fat percentage. And they've been using this for a long time now to measure fat percentage, and it does the job, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't give you an exact number in terms of percentage, and looking at it compared to the rest of your body. Another great tool is visual. All right, and this is something I use a lot when I'm assessing people and seeing people here in clinic, is the visual tool of evaluating body composition. Because don't get me wrong, you know, we get some high level athletes here, and a great example is tennis players, right, or even badminton players. You'll find that one side of their body has a lot more muscle mass than the other. Okay, and it's very common because of the sport that they play, and a lot of the time doesn't really cause any issues at all. But again, that's just a way of using my eyes to see what's going on. Obviously, you can see if somebody's overweight. There are usually telltale signs for dehydration, such as urine, colour, skin health. Okay, so there are many tools to evaluate body composition in terms of visual or skin calipers or bioimpedance scales, DEXA scans. But like I said, the good bioimpedance and the good DEXA scans, they're going to give you the super accurate results. All right, the rest will give you results, but they just might not be as accurate. Okay, so these are kind of the tools and techniques that we use. But like I said, visual technique is great because you can usually see a lot. Obviously, you can see if someone is overweight. You can see if they have one side bigger than the other, if they've got more mass on here, less muscle mass on the side. But the things you can't see are the water weight and the bone density. You can't see that, and that's where you would need to get sort of a scan or a bioimpedance scale test done. Because like I said, they're the things that you just can't visually see, and this is a problem that a lot of people have. They step on the scales, they see a number, and they go off that number, but that number could be, you know, fat, muscle, bone density, water. You never really know, and that's why getting a scan for and evaluating your body composition is so important, especially if you have goals in mind as well. So you know, a good goal that people have is building strength, right? Or losing fat, okay, getting into shape. All right, and if you get a bioimpedance scale test done, then you know where you are to start with. You know, I've got 22% body fat, I've got 20 kilogram of muscle. I've got more on my right leg, more on my left side, on my left arm. So this is where I'm at now. 6 months later, you do your training, you do whatever with an expert or whatnot, and you come back and redo the test. Okay, I'm now down to 15% body fat. I've now got 30 kilograms of muscle, and they're even on every side. Okay, they're the kind of things that body composition is great for, and it's a great tool to use. But also looking at injury assessment as well, in terms of if you've got less muscle here, less muscle here, less muscle here, more here, etc. The question is, why is that? Is that because of the sport you play? Is it because you're a tennis player, badminton, which is absolutely fine, because like I just mentioned, they will have more muscle mass on one side than the other, and that's completely normal. Okay, but for someone who maybe isn't an athlete, and it might not be that obvious, and they might have a lot more muscle than they have on one side or the other. A lot of time you see on the back, like the rectus spinae, so kind of lower back, middle back area, you'll find that some people have a larger one side than the other, and like I said, the Bioimpedance scale will give you exactly the answers that you need for that. But overall, we're just going to kind of recap what we've already been over now, because the questions today about evaluating body composition, the tools and techniques we've gone through, I've just mentioned them all there, and they're very good. But like I said, visual is a great tool, especially for therapists. But at the end of the day, if you want true accurate results, you need to get a body composition test or a DEXA scan. Like I said, the DEXA scan is going to be more medically referred, a bit more specialized, so they're harder to come across. But you can find a good, for example, we do one here, a good body composition test. Okay, so let's just do a recap of the month while we're here, because if you've missed it, then this would be a great video for you guys. So the start of the month, the first week we looked at was understanding body composition components. And to go through these again for you guys, they're simple, all right? You just got to think, what is your body made up of? Water, obvious one, so water weight, okay? Bone density, bone mass, muscle mass, fat, all right? And it will also test for visceral fat as well, so how much fat is around your organs. And a lot of the good bioimpedance scales will also test your resting metabolism as well, so how many calories you burn without doing anything, just sitting on your ass, really. All right, how many calories will you burn just doing nothing? Okay, so that's basically understanding body composition components. So they're your components that make up your body composition. And like I said before, you step on a weighing scale, you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what you're weighing. With a body composition test or a DEXA scan, you see that, all right? And you see it with numbers, and again, numbers never lie, all right? So it'll be this percentage body fat, this many kilograms on your left arm, this many kilograms right, etc. Okay? Second week, we looked at tips for achieving and maintaining a healthy body composition. And this is really easy. It comes down to diet and exercise, really. So you want to increase muscle mass, you need to resistance train, you need to strength train and get protein, probably increase your calorie intake as well. If you want to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to be burning more than you put on to actually use that fat storage, and working in the right heart rate zone as well for fat depletion. But yeah, overall, diet and exercise comes into play there. Week 3, the impact of different types of exercise on body composition, and this is where we looked at exercise a little bit more specifically. So like I just mentioned, resistance training, strength training, that's what you're going to need to build muscle mass. Hypertrophy training, so that's building muscle, 8 to 12 reps, making sure that last rep's really difficult, pushing right to the end, okay, and working the muscle correctly as well. So that's where form comes in, really. Have you got the right form to actually use the muscle that you're trying to use? Okay, so basically doing the exercise correctly. So that's what we were looking at on week 3 in terms of the impact of different types of exercise, because obviously if you're going to be doing sprinting, you're going to be burning more sugar storage, so you won't actually be that effective at burning fat and adipose tissue. You want to be, running at a long distance, at a less pace, or walking uphill, or walking in general, to actually burn that fat, okay? And then obviously this week has been just evaluating body composition tools and techniques, which I have given you, which I hope has helped, because at the end of the day, the tools and techniques that are most widely used and used by us are obviously the skin fold calipers, the bioimpedance scale, and then the more advanced medical side is the DEXA scan, okay, as well. which you'll find a lot of research. People like to use DEXA scans for research. I've actually been in a DEXA scan. They're not that scary. And yeah, that's it really. And visual techniques and tools. Can I see there's a difference in muscle mass? Are they walking differently? Is there a size difference? Are they overweight? What colour's your urine? How's your skin health? These things are signs and symptoms for, giving you the idea if they're overweight, if they're dehydrated. I mean, if they may even have high visceral fat, they might have high blood pressure, heart issues, diabetes. These could all mean a lot of visceral fat as well. So these are just tools and techniques that we use every single day. So I just want to thank you all for listening to me today, and I hope you've enjoyed this month of looking at body composition, what it is, the components of it, and how you can measure it. And more importantly, if you want one, we can get you one here. No problem. You just have to give us a call and get booked in, and we'll sort that out for you. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you all next week for a new topic. And in the meantime, take care of yourself. Have a great weekend, and all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.